Guts. Guts has crossed that line to where, is he really human? Rosine says right at the beginning of this volume, says, are you even human? And I actually question the exact same thing. What Guts does in this volume, no normal average human being could do. I know for a fact I fucking couldn't do it. The majority of 99% of probably the human population probably couldn't do what Guts did. He literally broke a fucking cocoon that had human. As we saw in the last volume, pretty much those cocoons were children, human children, being turned into those freaking Japanese hornet type things underneath Rosine as servants or slaves. We see Guts, while he's on fire technically, cut one of these cocoons open and splashes it down on top of himself to let out the fire. Well, let's back up real quick from that scene. When he comes in, as soon as this volume starts, you see Guts just being a fucking monster. He is just wrecking every single freaking servant underneath Rosine. All those hornet children or whatever, just getting destroyed. They're getting swatted like freaking bugs on his sword. He's crushing them. And the horrific scenes. When you see when the bugs that Guts is crushing change back into a human child, and you see like the corpses of human children on the ground burning or just mangled, it's like, ugh. But then when you see when he gets on fire to get all these wasps that are biting him, you see him smile, all fucking demonic looking. He's like this, he smiles while he's being bitten by all these fucking hornets. He runs into the fire, purposely burns himself, and then as all the hornets on him die, he hits the freaking cocoon, splashes the cocoon all over him. Now, as I said earlier on in this video, the cocoon had a body of a human child metamorphosing into a demon hornet type bug thing underneath Rosine. And so, it was half transformed into like a hornet type thing from a child, and it splashed on top of Guts, and you see like its body, the child's body, just on his shoulder, hanging like that, and you know, it just, like, you see some form of a skeleton, you see its organs hanging out, I'm like, that is pretty fucking nasty. That is very, very fucking nasty. I like it, I fucking love it, but man, that is nasty. Seriously. I mean, the amount of violence Guts has seen and what he does to survive is just, oh, man, his character's seen some fucking hell. I'm gonna be honest, after Volume 13 all this, I mean, he's just seen some fucking hell. I guess after seeing your entire comrades of the Band of Hawk devoured in front of your eyes, you see your friends hollowed out like a fucking puppet, I mean, you see one of your friends' head explode in front of your eyes, most likely an organs and the skeleton of a child on your shoulder, and intestines all over your face, probably wouldn't bug you at all. And what even makes it even more gruesome in that scene is when Guts bites the fucking intestines and just like crunches it and all. I'm like, yeah, he just bites the fucking intestines. And when you have the demon ask the question, are you human? I don't fucking know, okay? Don't even ask me. I don't fucking know. But I mean, after seeing these past two volumes, I'm starting to question that exact same thing. Are you even fucking human, Guts? Because the way he thinks and his battle skills, man. Seriously, you could really see his skills on the battlefield coming out in these past two volumes. I mean, all that hard work he did when he was fighting in the forest against those 100 soldiers, worked with that freaking forest of bugs that we saw last volume, and then with this volume, his entire survival tactics, it doesn't matter as long as he can keep on trucking and kicking fucking ass, it doesn't matter how much damage he takes. For instance, when he's fighting Rosine in this, you see him, like, put his, like, arms at the block Rosine, and you see his, like, metal arms behind it, blocking with his sword, and so Rosine thinks she was going to pierce freaking Guts' head and do, like, just skewer him, pretty much. And as Rosine pierces his fucking arm, his good arm, Guts' good arm, pierces it straight fucking through. Oh my god, I don't even want to know how bad that hurt. Oh my god, I don't even want to know. But it pierces in his fucking arm. I mean, you see the freaking, like, antenna of Rosine skid off his metal arm and skid across. I'm like, oh, the pain in that. Oh my god, the pain that must have felt when you had that freaking pierce straight through your bone and arm. And then Rosine drags him up into the fucking sky with her, and like you see, freaking Guts just squirming in her grasp. I was like, oh my god. It's so brutal, the gore, the violence. I mean, the will that Guts has to survive is just unbelievable. Like the Skeleton Knight said, volumes back, you are close to death. Since you were born from a corpse into the mud, you, that being that was already close to death, can easily escape death. That has so much fucking meaning if you think about it. That has so much meaning to Guts as a character and why he could survive. That the prophecy of the Skeleton Knight, man, God, he should be the freaking leader of the Holy See. Get what I mean? Anyways, pretty much this volume just makes me question a lot of things about Guts. It actually brings up an interesting theory I have, which I'll get into in just a second. But with the fight with Rosine, when you see Guts fighting her, Rosine at first seems like she has the upper hand, but doesn't. And Guts actually let Rosine off the hook 3 times in this volume, or 3 times in total while fighting her. For instance, he could have killed her and killed her off 3 times in 3 different attempts, but he let her live. Because either he's holding back, or he's just feeling sorry for Rosine, or circumstances that it is a child. Either way, Guts still shows he has a human heart slightly. He still has a human heart. He still has compassion inside of his soul because the way he saved Jill when he was surrounded in darkness. I love the symbolism. Oh my god, I love the symbolism of that. But pretty much the fight with Jill, Guts technically won, but he didn't win. That's how the fight ended up. And there was one part of the fight that really just, once again, proves my point of, like, I question if Guts is even fucking human. Like, his gritty survival to survive is insane. Like, he's about to get pierced in the fucking face, once again, after the arm piercing. You see Rosine coming in, she's super fucking fast, like sonic speed. She comes in about to strike Guts, and Guts literally takes it like a fucking man. Like, he gets pierced straight through the fucking jaw. Oh my god, dude. Like, imagine if you had this speeding-ass bullet, but it was a fucking sword coming at you, and it won't just leave your jaw once it pierces you. It'll stay there. Guts literally lets himself get pierced through the fucking teeth, in the freaking jaw skin, like right here, straight through, and he turns around, looks at Rosine, and slices her. I'm like, oh my god. Just fucking A, dude. That is insane. The power. Okay, so after that, pretty much as we know, like I said earlier, Guts won but didn't win because Rosine technically survived thanks to outside sources. We had the dicks from the Holy See, or the father or stepfather, whoever, of Jill, come in, be an asshole, shoot Guts when he is distracted on Rosine and Jill, about to probably do the death blow, and he gets shot in the freaking gut, like right here, and he falls over, and he looks back, and he has to run away, pretty much. So, technically, here's the big question, the moral question I'm having to wonder right now. In that moment, when Guts had his sword raised, he had it raised, and he saw Jill on top of Rosine, trying to protect her before she died, would Guts have struck down and killed them both? That is the big question I am wondering about right now, because in that moment, he said right before that scene, let me see if I can actually find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, here's what he exactly said. I want to quote him. Black it out. I'll take my urge to kill one more time and black everything else out. So, would he have actually crossed the line and killed an innocent human child? That is my question. After that quote that Guts specifically said, and you see the shading on it that's black, the artwork, love the fucking artwork. Ugh. But still, the entire moment of that, okay, it makes me believe that Guts might have done it if it wasn't for their intervention of Jill's father coming in and saving her, technically. So, yeah. The big thing is, after that entire bit, we have Rosine go off into the sky, and she tries to find her mother and father, like Peacock, the story Peacock that I talked about last volume. She tries to go back to her mother and father and try to find him, even though technically she sacrificed him because she wanted to be alone. That's what supposedly her wish was. And it's sad. Technically, she ends off just like Peacock. That's exactly what she ends up as. Now, in the final page with Rosine in this volume, it's actually only halfway in the volume, you see her flying into the night sky, you see a moon and all that, and then you see, looks like she's falling. The way it looks like she's falling down. So, I don't know if technically she died, or if she just passed out from blood loss, or whatever, because she was weakened. Because, I mean, she is a demon at the end of the day, so I don't think demons are that easy to kill. From her wounds, from what I saw after she went back into her human-looking mode, when she started flying off, she didn't look that bad. So, I think she might be still alive. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know if she's completely dead, but she could be alive and may pop up later on down the future. As we know, and demonstrated by the Count still could give something up back in Volume 3. I remember he could give something up still to the God Hand to make him more demon, to harden his heart even more by giving up his daughter. And so, as we see in these past 2 volumes with Rosine, technically Jill is that daughter figure that the Count had. And so, if Jill was there, like with the God Hand, most likely Rosine could give up Jill and make her heart darker. But either way, what also brings up that makes me question, like I said, I'm about to have a theory, is that she seemed to actually start caring for elves. Like, she saw Puck pop up in the volume. She's like, oh, Jill, you actually met a real fairy and all that. Lucky. And then, she got to talk with the fairy, and, you had Puck say specifically to Rosine that was trying to find fairies in the forest, the entire reason why she went to the forest in the first place, and got turned into a demon, technically because of her parents. Pretty much Puck reveals that that forest once had fairies in it a long time ago. It had elves, fairies, whatever name, title. They were once there a long time ago. He doesn't know why they left, but they were there. And so that technically eases Rosine's mind, and she flies off. So here's the question. Here is the main question to this topic. Can a demon regain their hardened heart? For instance, even though technically she gave up her parents, and she said she wanted to forget all of it, she wanted to not deal with it anymore, can she technically reopen her heart? Is that possible? Or is it possible to feel sadness towards what you did? Is that possible at all? Because the way Rosine acted, she wanted to find her parents when she flew off. So it acted like she kind of felt bad for it, like she felt sorry for what she did. And it makes me think that even demons, human demons technically, since technically demons are all humans, it makes me believe that humans can still have a compassionate heart, and they might be able to go over to the good side. Might explain what happened to the Skeleton Knight. I'm thinking that might have been the entire reason why he's actually good. Now, after the scene, let's get into the Skeleton Knight. The Skeleton Knight, he had a very short appearance in this volume, and what he did showcases what he's probably been doing this entire time, or what he's doing while Guts has been killing multiple demons one after another. It looks like he's following Guts. Guts' hell-scorched path, his path of rage, and he's collecting all the behemoths that Guts leaves behind. For instance, the behemoth that Rosine used to transform into her elf-type attire look, or moth attire. She looks more like a moth, to be honest. But still, I mean, you have the Skeleton Knight come up, go into the burnt fucking tree, and take the behemoth, and then he swallows it. He swallows the fucking behemoth. Like, why the fuck would you... Why would you swallow a behemoth? No! But he swallowed it, though, and it makes me believe that he's probably done this a long time ago. He's probably done it quite a bit. And so, yes, now we know exactly what he's doing. Probably his goal is to collect all the behemoths to stop other people from being turned into demons. Because I guess if you narrow down all the behemoths and you remove a lot of them, it'll cause it to where not a lot of humans can become into demons or apostles of the God Hand, since technically there's less behemoths all over the place. From that one chapter in Volume 13 with the idea of evil, pretty much we got to see hundreds of behemoths that were floating around Griffith, so there's a lot of fucking demons that the Skeleton Knight's gonna have to hunt down, or at the very least swallow a lot of behemoths. Hopefully his stomach's freaking big enough to swallow all of them. But, pretty much, I saw one thing in this volume that's probably one of the most interesting parts about this volume, and it also goes on to my beginning part of this review. You have this fox or wolf-looking, blackish, shadowish demon mixed up of a bunch of souls, as I can see, floats around Guts and talks to him like, you killed children. Here, maybe I can find the exact saying. I want to get the exact phrase. Here it is, right here. Okay, you did kill. Aye, you killed plenty. Children, babies, countless. Aye, you killed. These are little spirits saying it in the forest. Let's see. Yeah, right here, if you look, you'll be able to see all the spirits saying that. And if you look closely, you'll see the wolf, like this wolf or fox-looking thing right here that's mixed up with a bunch of souls. And pretty much as you can get from this entire page is that it's questioning Guts, like, you killed a bunch, you're steeped in darkness, like, you're a monster. I mean, it brings up a very interesting thing in the middle of this that actually made me wonder a lot. It says this: "Then the beast will consume you. It will take your place. She will come to feel nothing but hatred." Guts is technically driven by rage. "You'll become a monster in the form of man." This is what the demon's saying right next to Guts. "No." And then you see him look at the behelit right there. If you look closely, you'll see that demon thing look at the behelit that's in Guts' pocket. He says this: "Perhaps you can become a real monster. Maybe you can. Maybe. Maybe. Like your friend. Like him." That right there, that entire piece of dialogue makes me question a lot. Can Guts become a demon? Can he? Technically, here's the thing you gotta wonder right now. What does Guts have to offer? Technically, his entire blood is already owned by demon kind. He is a sacrifice. We know that for a fact because his mark is sacrifice. So technically, he's already owned by the demons. He's already technically... I don't think he could really give up anything. The only thing technically I can think he could give up is Koska, that's left back at the cave, or Rickard. That's the only two people I think he could possibly give up, or even Puck. And even then, what could he truly give up to demon kind if he was to become a demon? Because you have to give something up to harden your heart to become a demon. You have to exchange something. So, can Guts technically become a demon? Let's just say he does have something to offer, okay? And he would do it. Can he become a demon if he has the mark on him? That is the big question. What happens? I mean, if he met with the God Hand and he was offered, you know, a choice if you want to become Apostle of the God Hand, can he do that? Is that even possible? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But with that entire discussion, the way that demon, wolf, fox-looking thing said to Guts, and was in the form of Guts, it actually makes me question what the fuck that was, but I'll talk about that in a second. But the way it was talking to him made me believe that's possible. Now on the topic of what that thing was. Okay, so I do know about Guts' child. We've seen Guts' child. It's technically this deformed, demonic-looking fucking monster. And I don't really know how fast children can grow when they're demons in this series. I don't. I want to take a quick guess and say this. I'm thinking that monster that looks kind of like Guts, and it's probably been watching, because we do know the child of Guts has been following him around for a very long time. I'm willing to bet that monster is Guts' child. I'm willing to bet it. I'm willing to place some form of money or something on it, because that definitely has to be Guts' child, or something close to Guts for it to be talking to him, because Guts is definitely not insane. I hope not. Well, I could understand if he was fucking insane, but I mean, still, the point of it is, I highly doubt that's insanity. That's something else. And then with the ending of this volume, you get into the entire bit with the Holy See and Guts pretty much confronting Farnice. I think that's her name, Farnice, or whatever her fucking name is. It's the leader of the Holy See from the Holy Chain Knights or whatever. The girl's name, she starts to torture Guts, trying to freaking question him, and Guts is being a dick as usual. And he makes fun of this girl's god, saying, "That statue is hollow as you." And I'm like, damn! That is like, holy shit. Oh, pretty much, this once again goes with my overall theory I had about the idea of good. Remember how I discussed that in my last volume? That's why I'm starting to think about the god that they're worshiping. It could be fake, I don't know. The only god we have seen in this series so far is the idea of evil, so we'll have to see where it goes from here. Overall, a very good volume that leaves off with Guts about to be attacked in the middle of the night by a bunch of demons while locked up in a cage with no equipment. So, he's pretty much close to being fucked unless he gets out of there. Either way, good volume. Love it. Really love the fucking volume. Cannot wait to read the next one. It is getting so freaking good. The hype of Berserk is freaking amazing. I love it. I really, really love it. And I love Guts' character. I love how he's developing. I love the dark, gritty path he's taking and the path of darkness. Especially with how it was showcased in this freaking volume with Jill trying to follow him. And he's like, "This is your path to following me." And you see the darkness around him, all the ghouls and stuff. Oh my god, that was so fucking badass. But still, wonderful volume. 9.5 out of 10. Honestly. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please tell me your thoughts on this volume. Please be safe. Chibi out.